Silence, but not the peaceful kind, the kind that screams, the kind that watches. And in that suffocating quiet, a pair of button eyes, sewn onto a fabric face, slowly and possibly turned to meet yours. This is the true story of Annabelle. A doll, yes, but also a gateway, a vessel, a nightmare stitched into fabric and stuffing, waiting for its next victim. It began innocently enough in 1970. A mother, seeking a thoughtful gift for her daughter, Donna, a nursing student, purchased a large antique Raggedy Ann doll. Donna loved it, placing it on her bed in the apartment she shared with Angie. For a few days, Annabelle was just a doll, a charming if slightly unsettling piece of decor. Then things shifted. Subtly at first, Donna and Angie would leave for class, only to return and find Annabelle in a different position. A slight tilt of the head, an arm draped differently. Harmless, they thought. Perhaps one of them was moving it subconsciously. But the movements grew bolder. Annabelle would be found in entirely different rooms, sitting on the couch, perched on a chair, once even standing upright, leaning against the wall in the dining room. A Raggedy Ann doll, standing. The notes started appearing next, scrawled on parchment paper in what looked like a child's handwriting. Help us. Help Lou. Lou was Angie's fiancé, who often stayed with them. The paper wasn't from their apartment. It was parchment, a material neither of them owned. Fear began to creep in, a cold tendril wrapping around their hearts. Desperate for answers, Donna and Angie contacted a medium. During a séance, the medium claimed to have made contact with the spirit of a young girl named Annabelle Higgins, who had died on the property years ago. Annabelle, the spirit, said she liked the doll and wanted to stay with them. Feeling sympathy for the lost child, Donna gave her permission. It was the worst mistake she could have made. Lou, however, was never convinced. He hated the doll, sensing something deeply wrong with it. He warned Donna that the doll was evil. His instincts proved terrifyingly accurate. One night, Lou awoke from a nightmare, paralyzed by fear. He looked down to see Annabelle at the foot of his bed, slowly crawling up his leg. He screamed, kicking the doll away, but the terror didn't end there. Days later, Lou and Angie were alone in the apartment, planning a road trip. Suddenly, they heard rustling from Donna's room. Lou, armed with a knife, cautiously approached. The room was empty, but the doll was in the corner. His shirt was torn, and beneath it, 7 distinct claw marks were carved into his skin, 3 vertical, 4 horizontal. They were deep, bleeding, and healed almost instantly, leaving no trace. This was no child's spirit. This was something demonic. Terrified, Donna finally reached out to a local Episcopalian priest, Father Hagen, who in turn contacted the renowned demonologists, Ed and Lorraine Warren. The Warrens immediately recognized the gravity of the situation. This wasn't a spirit possessing a doll. It was an inhuman, demonic entity, manipulating the doll as a conduit. Its goal, to possess a human soul. The Annabelle Higgins story was a ruse, a manipulation to gain permission and trust. They performed an exorcism on the apartment, cleansing it of the malevolent entity. But the doll itself remained a potent vessel. Ed Warren, understanding the danger, decided to remove Annabelle from the apartment. He placed her in a bag, warning Donna and Angie not to touch her. The journey home with Annabelle was fraught with peril. Ed reported that the car's power steering and brakes repeatedly failed, nearly causing several accidents. He doused the doll with holy water, and the disturbances ceased. Upon arriving home, Ed placed Annabelle in his office, propped up in a chair. But the doll wasn't done. It began to levitate. It would appear in different rooms of the Warrens' home. One day, a priest visiting the Warrens scoffed at the doll, picking it up and saying, "You can't hurt anyone, Annabelle." Ed Warren immediately warned him to be careful. Hours later, the priest was involved in a near-fatal car accident. His car totaled, but he miraculously survived. The man, mocking the doll, tapped on its glass case and challenged it to scratch him. Lorraine Warren warned him not to tempt evil. On their way home, the couple crashed their motorcycle. The man died instantly, thrown from the bike. The woman survived, spending a year in the hospital, claiming they had crashed when she saw Annabelle in the rearview mirror. Recognizing the doll's persistent malevolence, Ed and Lorraine Warren constructed a special consecrated glass case for Annabelle. They sealed her within it, along with prayers and religious artifacts to contain her power. This case, now a centerpiece of the Warren Occult Museum in Monroe, Connecticut, is where Annabelle resides to this day. Visitors are warned never to touch the case, never to mock the doll. The museum itself is filled with other cursed objects. But Annabelle remains the most infamous, a constant reminder of the insidious nature of evil. She sits there, behind glass, seemingly inert. But those who have looked into her button eyes, those who have felt the chill she emanates, know better. They know that Annabelle is always watching, always waiting, and the silence around her is never truly silent.
And if this story made you feel something, even for a second, then you already know we're going to think about it tonight. So before you leave, take a moment and like the video so more people can find it. Share it with someone who loves horror, and subscribe so you don't miss the next story, because the next one might be even closer to home.